Good morning. Um, February 4th, sunny, beautiful, gorgeous day out. I know it's supposed to be pretty warm today here in South Carolina, and I do believe it is in Ohio too. Uh, and wherever you may you be blessed with wonderful weather today as well. So, I want to start off a topic that's difficult. Again, this is my perspective, but in observance of having watched some widowed people, both men and women, and how they dealt with their spouse's belongings after they had passed. Um, Probably my first actual memory of somebody was actually Bob's mom. So Bob and I started dating in college, and but we had grown up in the same church. And his mom, we had our first date on a Wednesday, and his mom passed away on that Friday. She had been sick, really very briefly, with cancer. So anyway, and I knew her because she was a lady in our church. Um, so his Bob's dad then, um, the day after her service, um, started giving away her things, and I remembered thinking, well, that was kind of soon. Of course, I had no perspective, and it also, men and women are different. We do think very differently. So, but I just remember that thought never left my mind. And my mom was actually friends with Bob's mom, and so I think I remember it being hard on her because she had just lost her friend, and then he's wanting to give her stuff. So today I want to talk about the process that I went through with Bob's things. So early on, Olivia made some clothing, or I mean, made some blankets, beautiful quilts, which is another talk I would like to do on Friday. So she took a lot of his shirts to make some of these quilts. And other than that, I really just didn't want his things touched at the time. I was okay with her doing that because she was doing these projects and it was therapeutic for her. And so we'll talk about that another time, and I'll show you the quilts. They're beautiful. Um, so, but for his things, I can remember for quite a while. Like I would wear some of his things, his sweatshirts, some t-shirts, just to, it almost felt like a hug. And I think it was about, I don't know, goodness, a year after, I remembered boxing up some of his sweaters. And Bob loved clothes. He had a ton of clothes. And so it was an excruciatingly painful process for me to do. I got out each one of the closet and would smell it and hug it, fold it, put it in the tub. And I remember that first initial time of really going through the process of going through his things. That took me, I mean, that's all I did was one tub, and I couldn't do anything else the rest of the day. I was so exhausted, so exhausted. Um, and I didn't really even make decisions to get rid of it. That was simply just removing some of the clothes from our closet. um, so I don't know where you are in that process, but I encourage you to take your time. Um, and I also have another friend. I think she still has all of her husband's things. Um, and again, in grief, there doesn't really seem to be a right or wrong, um, way to do things, because each person has to process it so very differently, and what helps them. But where are you in this process? Where are you in the process? The second year, yeah, it was 23. Um, I just had this push to go ahead and I just, there was a lady collecting things for the homeless in downtown Dayton. And I thought, you know what? This is ridiculous. This is sitting in this closet. He surely would want people to get use of them. So I packaged up all his shoes, those size 13 shoes, and a lot of his things, a lot of his t-shirts, a lot of stuff. I mean, we kept, I still have 2 tubs just because when they're gone, they're gone. And there are so many neat memory things that you can create, that's helpful. So Olivia had asked that I keep some of his things. So I put those in tubs. But the rest of the things were given to people in need. And it was such a push forward for me to be able to do that. And it had purpose to give it to someone else. Someone else could benefit from that. So yeah, think about that for yourself. Where are you today in his things? We'll talk more on that because there's just a lot to dive into with that. I hope you have a blessed day. That's my gift for you today. See you next time.